This one's going to be a short video, but I want to say that if you're in the low voltage industry, there's 3 to 5 tools that you gotta have. Hey there, how are you today? If you're new to the channel, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. I have about 25 years experience designing, installing, and servicing quality, long-lasting automatic gate systems. By automatic gate system, I mean I work on gates, gate operators, cameras, access control, and wired and wireless connectivity. And I've recently added video production to the list of things I do. I'd love to get your feedback, good or bad, down in the comments section, and please take a second to click on that subscribe button. It really helps us out when you do. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there. Depending on what your area of low voltage is. So let's take a look. The first thing I think that every low voltage guy needs is a pair of these. You know, these are Snap-on 29 CFs. These are the ones I use. I use a lot of Snap-on tools. I know every guy can't afford them, but I think these are the best out there. Mac makes a nice pair. If you got yourself a little pair of those do-it-yourself, Weekend Warrior, Stripper combination crimpers, they do not get the job done. You know, when you're going to do a butt connector, a bean, or a bell connector, or spade, whatever it is that you're using to connect your wires, you need something long enough to get some leverage on that. And those little handles, they're doing you an injustice, and they're going to lead to failure down the road. You know, not 100% of the time, but more often than what is acceptable. These have a spot for your terminals and your butt connectors here. They go in there, and you get a nice strong crimp on those, and that's important. And if you're doing beans, same thing. There's a little spot up here for the flat connectors up there, and there's a spot for you to cut some wire. You know, it's not the cleanest cut, but I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, you need a pair of these. The other thing I would highly recommend is you got to have a screwdriver with multiple tips. And anyone that's been doing it for very long should have one of these. The action is smooth, it's easy to go back and forth, they'll last forever. I've had some of these since 1992 or 93 when I was an audio installer. These two things, I'm a big fan of these two in this brand. You got storage up here for your miscellaneous tips based on what it is you install. You know, these are, I do a lot of access cameras, so these are kind of geared towards that for me, but you can't go wrong. Number 3 is a pair of decent strippers. And these are ideal, but I know Klein makes a nice pair, but they should be something along this style here. And they're handy, they're cheap, they strip nicely, they don't tear the wire apart when you're doing it. You know, they're just a good thing, and obviously if you're doing low voltage, you got to be able to strip wires. The 4th thing on my list would be a tweaker. And it doesn't have to be Snap-on, it just needs to be a tweaker. We all know you're doing terminal strips and that sort of thing, motion detectors, cameras, whatever it is. You know, in the low voltage world, you need a little tweaker. And the 5th thing I would say is you need a little impact. Depending on the type of work you do, if you're mounting motions or cameras or security panels, you know, even though I say you got to have one of these with you, you should have one of these too. You know, if you're being any sort of efficient installer, you need one of these too. And it doesn't have to be Milwaukee or even the M18, just something to drive screws in and out with. There you go. Let me know what you think 5 tools that every low voltage installer should have these days. Thanks and have a good day. Hey there, I'm Sean with Accent Alarms. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there.